All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to roll through our quick immune system lesson. Then we're going to go through your review packet. If we finish your review packet, we will do Jeopardy, but only if we finish the review packet. So if you've got your packet with you, that'll definitely help us get through it faster. There you go. All right, so we're going to real quick do the immune system. The immune system, we are barely touching it here. Obviously, there are immunologists who spend years studying it. It's extremely complex, but we are just going to brush it. All righty, so we're going to start by talking about innate immune system. Innate means that you're born with it, right? Just like innate behaviors or instincts, it's the same thing. So innate immunity is made of defenses against infection that can be activated immediately once the pathogen attacks. The innate immune system is essentially made up of barriers that aim to keep viruses, bacteria, parasites, and other foreign particles out of your body or limit their ability to spread and move throughout the body. The innate immune system includes what kind of barriers? Yes, which would be physical barriers is what we're looking for. And I'll do coins for this part of the lesson, but not the review because we will run out of coins. All right. And what kinds of mechanisms do we know? Defense mechanisms and whoops, that just clicked on itself. General immune response. So let's talk physical barriers. Your skin is waterproof and has a pH maintenance thing. The function of the pH in the GI tract. The function of that pH, that very low pH in your GI tract, is to kill bacteria, parasites, things that get into your stomach because you just ate them. But it also helps digest your food. But primarily, we believe that the acid is there for fighting invaders. You've also got in your respiratory tract things like mucus and cilia and all of that. Your nasopharynx, this whole bit, remember, like your sinuses, the top part of your throat, it's full of stuff that help with immune response. You've got cilia in your nose and your respiratory tract. You've got eyelashes. I'd ask the juniors, think about a cow for a minute. Like, picture a pretty little cow. What do their eyelashes look like compared to ours? Yeah, they're huge, like the best falsies on the planet. Like they know, even some girls say they wear those ridiculous ones don't even come close to the cows because they're why? Why is the cow have such long eyelashes? Yeah, what's trying to get in their eyes all the time? Everybody, flies, right? Yeah, they're great for the flies. All right. And then you've got other body hair like this gentleman. God bless him. And that also is part of defense, physical barrier. There's also other reasons for body hair, but that would be one. That's a person. He's just a very hairy guy. Yeah, there's like the werewolf syndrome that's super hairy. He doesn't have that. He's just very hairy. Okay. Yeah. There are some ethnic groups that are hair like Greek and Italian and a couple other that can be hairier than others. It's just genetic. Okay, defense mechanisms. So you've got secretions like mucus. Bile is primarily for emulsifying fats. Oh, hang on, I'll come back to him. Gastric acid, like we said, is going to destroy bacteria. Saliva in your mouth also helps digest, but it works as part of the immune system too. Tears, if you get dust in your eyes, you tear up, right? And sweat, which is primarily to keep you cool, but can also work in immune response. This is what happens if you get a really bad sinus infection or a really bad, upper nasopharynx sort of infection and you get a booger that you don't get out. This is why neti pots are good. Decongestants are good. Guaifenesin, which thins mucus, is good. Or you could end up in this position. So those are some bent forceps and a nasal speculum. I'm sure they've sprayed something to numb him. Otherwise, he'd be sneezing. Or maybe not. Maybe they're just grabbing. Yeah, these are wild, right? Because it's incredible. Yep.
You wonder why I was uncomfortable. A lot better on this side. My eyes are watering.
So he says his eyes are watering. His eyes are watering because that's the lacrimal reflex that's up here in your nose that makes your eyes tear. The earliest COVID test, they had to go way deep in your nose and do that thing way up in here. And the nurses knew they were getting it right when your eyes watered because they hit the lacrimal reflex. Uh-huh.
The beginning of the lesson what you
Because it's fun. Yeah.
There a rhino with it. I had my
Oh, did you?
I had my septum fixed, and I was in the middle of class,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like coming out. I
Oh.
was just like, oh, and she was like, oh no, you can stay. I was like,
So rhinolith would be a nose stone, right?
when you get the surgery, when they fix your nose, all the blood gets stuck up there. So
Yep. You can also get tonsil lifts. They're little, they're called tonsil stones, but they're not really stones. They're like pasty. But if you have what they call cryptic tonsils, like if you've had strep a lot or something where your tonsils kind of get all full of little grooves and holes and pits, you can get stuff. They smell really bad.
I think I had mine removed.
Oh, your tonsils? Yeah. So if no tonsils, you won't get tonsil lifts. All right. So your general immune response is like an inflammatory response that actively brings immune cells to the site of infection by increasing blood flow to the area. It's a complement immune response that marks pathogens for destruction and makes holes in the cell membrane of a pathogen. A pathogen is a disease-causing agent. Anything that causes disease is a pathogen. And this is the response that tags it, doesn't necessarily always destroy it, but it plants a little flag on it and goes, oop, bad, somebody come get it. Like the cells don't all have the same job. The cells aren't going to go like find the bad guy, recognize the bad guy, attack the bad guy, and make sure the bad guy doesn't come back. Like those are all different roles for different parts of the immune system, different cells. So some are going to come out, just tag it. The next guy will come along and fight it. And then you have to build this whole specific weaponry for every single pathogen, right? Some of it's just general, which is what this is. This works for like all the pathogens. You ever get like a little hangnail and then your finger gets red and swollen and hot? Yeah, that's all your general immune response. So what are the cells that engulf pathogens? This was just in the review. Do you remember? Yes, macrophages are going to engulf your pathogens. They eat them like an amoeba, right? It's phagocytosis. Interferons are proteins secreted by infected cells that signal neighboring cells to defend themselves. So if this little cell right here gets infected, it's going to tell its neighbors, hey, heads up, there's a problem. And it'll do that by sending out interferons. What kind of cells hold histamines that cause your blood vessels to dilate? They bring extra blood, which causes swelling in the tissues, attracts phagocytes to come and help deal with infection. Do we know what those are? So these are mast cells. You can have what's called like a mast cell storm or mast cell activation that goes beyond what you should have. This is one of the things that when COVID was happening, that the people that were really, really sick, a lot of it was mast cell activation. It's like it wasn't the actual virus that was making them sick, it was the immune response. Mast cells, if they go haywire, it's very bad. Like can be very, very bad. Because if you think about it, if they're releasing histamines, right? So they're causing all of these tissues to swell up. You ever had like your nose is stuffed up, but there's no snot coming out, it's just stuffy? That's because all your sinus tissue is swollen. That's where an antihistamine will come in because it's histamine response. Same thing if you've ever watched somebody like drink a glass of wine and turn red or any kind of alcohol and turn red, that's also a histamine response, usually to a specific, like a sulfite or something that in the wine. Okay, what kind of cells destroy cancerous or infected cells? Yeah. There you go, white blood cells. And in this particular would be a natural killer cell. These are your like, I don't know, foot soldiers. They're going to go out and do the actual killing. And then what response is pain, swelling? That's going to be your inflammatory response. So your little swollen finger or whatever is an inflammatory response. Pain often occurs because of swelling. Now everything is under pressure, but it's also a clue to tell you there's a problem with that. Get it fixed, right? You don't want the pain there anymore. I'll tell you an interesting thing to watch where you can actually see who likes the gross satisfying videos on YouTube. You know what I mean? Okay. There's a guy called Hoof GP.
Oh,
Do you know Hoof GP? He's a Scottish guy who does cow hoofs. So cows walk through fields, they step on things, it gets into their hoof, and then it presses on the like what would be your quick, like that, and it can cause real problems with their feet. But he'll shave off or he'll use this buffer wheel and he'll cut their hoof down. But there's swelling because there's inflammatory response, and inevitably he'll get to a point where he breaks through that nail and gets to it, and like pus will like shoot out of this poor cow's foot. And you'll know that now the cow is not hurting as much because the pressure that's caused from the swelling is gone, so the pain is gone. Fun guy to watch. Really, it's gross, but it's cool. Like it's really interesting. All right, so now let's talk about acquired. That was all innate immunity. You don't have to be exposed to any of those pathogens for your body to react the way it's going to react. Acquired immunity is something you have to acquire or pick up along the way. So this is a defense response that is enhanced by previous exposure to the pathogen. You've already come in contact with the disease-causing agent, so now your body's response is going to be better than it was if it was just using its innate immune response. So lymphocytes are your white blood cells. You have B cells that mature in the bone marrow, T cells that mature in the thymus, and white blood cells fight infection, but each has a specific job. In general, that's the purpose of your white blood cells, is to fight infection, but they're all different. Then you have recognition of antigen, a foreign molecule that is recognized and gets a response from lymphocytes. So an antigen is going to be that foreign protein that is typically on the outside or whatever of the virus, or like COVID had a very specific antigen on it that your body would recognize as foreign. Any flu, cold virus is going to have that, for example. So you've got antigen receptors that are found on lymphocytes that recognize these particular antigens. They're like, oh, I've seen that before. And then your antibodies will come. Remember we talked about lock and key? It's the same thing. It's like they're bobbing around and they go, oh, I've seen that key before. I better get the lock and turn it, shut it off, right? So your body goes and recruits the locks because there's the little key floating around and it recognizes the key. Then you've got recognition major histocompatibility complex. So an infected cell protein that displays a fragment of the antigen for white blood cells to recognize. So this, just know that it's a thing because this gets really complicated, but it's your body's ability to recognize something similar to what it has seen before. And then you've got clonal selection, which is cloning of lymphocytes in response to a binding antigen. When exposed to an antigen, a B or a T cell will rapidly divide, making effector cells to attack and memory cells to store in case of future invasion. So this is basically, I'm a little foot soldier, I'm marching along, I've been told to go after that guy, I recognize that guy, I'm going to multiply myself and increase my army so that we can do a better job than just me by myself, right? That's the whole idea. So you have a primary immune response. The clonal selection is primary immune response, and it peaks at about 10 to 17 days after infection. Then you have a secondary immune response, which is upon another exposure to the same antigen. So you're reinfected with whatever it is. The reserved memory cells are called upon in greater numbers, and the response peaks at 2 to 7 days. So if you catch a particular cold, it may take 10 to 17 days for you to be like at your peak fighting it, right? But the next time you come in contact with it, it's going to be faster because your body remembers it. And that's the point. Then you have lymphocyte types like B cells. They secrete antibodies that bind to the antigens in the lymph or in the blood. That's that locking it down, right? Then you've got cytotoxic T cells. These secrete proteins that kill infected cells. And they have to be signaled or called in and recruited by the helper T cells or the major histocompatibility complex system. So basically what you've got is they will kill the infected cells, not the invader, the cells that have been infected by the invader. They get them out of there because you don't want infected cells in your body, right? You want them gone. Then you've got helper T cells. They're activated by antigen presenting cells, and they release cytokines that call upon B and T cells. Just different parts of this system. And then there's a humoral response, which is clonal selection of B cells, usually fights pathogens not in the cells yet, trying to get them before they get in. Antibodies secreted can neutralize pathogens or make targets for phagocytes. And then you have a cell-mediated response, which is your cytotoxic T cells destroy infected cells, helper T cells can call for B cells and T cells to act. It's a lot. It gets very, very complex. So I'm not going to hold you responsible for a lot of that because it's super complex. So what are allergies? Who has an allergy to something? Most people have an allergy to at least one or two little things. So it's an exaggerated response to an antigen. Remember, an antigen is just a foreign protein, right? And it can trigger mast cells. Remember, mast cells release histamines, right? To elicit an inflammatory response. So here's a foreign protein on this pollen. I suck it in through my nose and my body goes, oh no, we need all the histamines. So my eyes start running and my nose starts running and my nasal tissue swells up, right? That's how it works. So you've got a quick video here that explains allergies pretty well. And we are now in the season where it's all political video commercials, so we have to skip them. Oh, this one's not. The next one will be, I'm sure, though.
Life is a circle.
No, it's healthcare. We got lucky. Hooray.
So how do
Why does it keep doing that? There.
Causes of illness, estimated to affect up to 1 in 5 people, and they're becoming more common around the world. Allergy occurs when our body becomes sensitive to a substance called an allergen that is harmless to most people. For example, common allergens include pollen, which causes hay fever, certain foods, such as nuts, milk, and eggs, insect bites, such as bee and wasp stings, dust mites, molds, animal fur, some medicines, and certain materials, such as latex. So, how do allergies occur? The immune system is how our body detects, remembers, and eliminates foreign material that is harmful to the body, such as viruses and bacteria, and allergens are treated in the same way. When first exposed to an allergen, the immune system creates a type of protein called IgE antibody that is able to uniquely recognize that allergen. After this exposure, the antibodies lie in wait on a type of immune cell called mast cells. If the allergen is encountered again, it causes an allergic reaction. The allergen binds to the antibodies, triggering the mast cells to release their contents, including chemical messengers such as histamine. These have a range of effects on the body. Common symptoms triggered by this reaction include itchy skin, rash or swelling, sneezing and runny nose, inflammation and congestion around the nose and eyes, cough and wheeze, diarrhea or feeling sick. These symptoms might be
Spelled the British way.
occur over a period of time, but allergic reactions can also happen straight away. For some types of allergies, reactions can be severe and life-threatening, called anaphylaxis. In anaphylaxis, an extreme reaction of the immune system leads the blood vessels to widen and become leaky, dangerously lowering blood pressure. The eyelids, lips, or throat can swell up, and the airways can tighten, leading to difficulty breathing. Other effects may include anxiety, tummy cramps, vomiting, diarrhea, drowsiness, and loss of consciousness. Anaphylaxis is a medical emergency that can be fatal if not treated promptly, so it's important to seek help immediately. Some people who have had an anaphylactic reaction before might carry an adrenaline auto-injector pen prescribed by their doctor. This can be used whilst awaiting further medical help and is easy to use with the instructions on the side. It is important to go to hospital, even if you feel better, for a period of observation in case symptoms return. Here, further supportive treatments and medicines can be given if required. How are allergies diagnosed? When and where symptoms occur can provide clues. If these follow exposure to a particular allergen, as well as symptom history, family history is also relevant, as some families have a genetic tendency to develop allergic diseases called atopy. Allergy testing is also sometimes used to investigate further or confirm an allergy. These include blood tests for total and specific IgE antibodies and skin prick or patch testing, where tiny amounts of different allergens are introduced to the skin in a safe way to see if the skin reacts. If an allergy is diagnosed, there are many ways of reducing its impact. Firstly, it is important to try to avoid the allergen as much as possible. Medications are also available to help with symptoms. Antihistamines and steroids directly dampen down the allergic response. Other medications can provide symptom relief, such as skin creams or decongestants. If an adrenaline pen is prescribed, it should be carried at all times, as it's not always possible to avoid allergens. It's also important that allergies are recorded on your medical records. Some allergies can also be cured through immunotherapy. This involves being exposed to a tiny amount of allergen in a safe and controlled way, and giving larger and larger doses over time so that the body gradually becomes desensitized to it. Allergies are very common in childhood and can be lifelong, though for many, allergies fade as they get older. While allergies can be disruptive and impact on quality of life, they can usually be managed through allergen avoidance, treatment, and preparation. It is important for everyone, family and friends, and wider society, to be mindful of allergies and the risks they pose to some people. We hope this helps.
You can actually develop an allergy at any point in your life. And Drew and I were talking about the Lone Star tick, which is a nasty little beast that if you get bitten by it may result in you developing an allergy to dairy and meat. I would rather die. Yeah.
That was only red meat.
Red meat, yeah.
Red meat,
Yeah, dairy and red meat. Uh-huh.
We used to have 2 cats, and then when we moved, we got rid of them, and I wasn't allergic to them when they happened, but now I'm severe.
Now you are. Yeah, it happens. It can happen. Uh-huh.
It's terrible with no pollen allergies, and then a few years ago, I
Just got 'em.
it, and then every year since, it's gotten
Mhm.
worse. Yeah.
I got a friend who developed a peanut allergy in his 50s. Like the most common food allergens are egg, wheat, nut, soy, dairy, fish, shellfish, and nut being both peanut and tree nut, even though they're completely different. If you're allergic to peanuts, you're more likely to be allergic to beans than tree nuts because it's a legume. So it falls into that.
I used to be like really allergic to all of Georgia outdoors.
Yeah,
Specifically just Georgia.
it gets me. Yeah.
And then, I don't know how long ago it was, but I started taking allergy shots.
Yeah.
Um, and it used to be like 3 times a week that I had to go in, and now
Yeah.
I just go in once a month.
Yeah. They used to do them more frequently than they do now, but they can be very effective. Yes.
It's helpful.
Are there any allergies that are genetic?
Yeah, you can. They definitely can. Yes.
It's the evolutionary advantage.
That's a great question. And I've wondered that myself. I think it's more of a less of an evolutionary advantage and more of just a fluke. You know what I mean? But I wonder the same thing. Like, what's the purpose? Because I like to think that most things would have been phased out. But also, if you think about it, if you had an allergy to wheat or an allergy to rice or something like that a couple hundred years ago, you'd probably just be dead and you wouldn't reproduce. But now we can reproduce because we've figured out how to work around it. Red apples. Okay, there you go. So EpiPens are interesting. Does anybody have an EpiPen? Yeah, I have an EpiPen. What's yours for?
Is for the pollen.
For the pollen. So mine's for yellow jackets or wasp stings. I didn't go anaphylactic, but the last time I got stung, I stepped on one. I was in the house. It was inside the house, and I was barefoot, and I stepped on it. And it caused such a severe localized reaction that my doctor's like, and from now on, you get an EpiPen because if you get stung again, that could go systemic, that reaction. I actually have permanent nerve damage on the bottom of my foot from where I got stung. It was like a spot like that. Oh my gosh, it was really bad. So yeah, allergies are not fun. Some are minor, some are major. So now we'll talk about autoimmune diseases. Oh, welcome to my life. Autoimmune diseases are sometimes the immune system turns against certain molecules or cells that naturally occur in your body. Lupus is a good example, and it works against DNA histones and breaking down cells. And then you've got rheumatoid arthritis, which works against your cartilage. Those are just 2 big examples. Basically, this is when your immune system is not getting the right messages and it is fighting your own cells. Now, there are other diseases where your immune system will hurt your own cells, like eosinophilic disorders in particular. Your immune system thinks that food, for example, is an invader. So when food hits your esophagus, it goes after the food. And the eosinophils basically have like little hand grenades, and they just kind of explode and throw the little hand grenades, and it kills what they think is a parasite or an invader, which is just food, but it destroys your cells in the process, but it's not aiming for your cells. They're just there, they're collateral damage. Whereas with autoimmunes, it is aiming at your cells. You're eating yourself alive. Your body's trying to kill you every day. It's real fun. So the exact cause of autoimmune disorders is unknown. One theory is that some microorganisms like bacteria, viruses, or drugs can trigger changes that confuse the immune system, and it can happen more often in people who have genes to make them more prone to autoimmune disorders. About less than a year ago, they've made a correlation now between Epstein-Barr virus and lupus. And Epstein-Barr is very common, but they found that they did like titers on people with lupus and found that they had like a high Epstein-Barr mediated response, like yeah, so it's interesting. It's very interesting. So I looked back and I was like, yep, I very likely had mono. So there you go, Epstein-Barr. So autoimmune disorders can result in destruction of body tissue, abnormal growth of an organ, changes in organ function. An autoimmune disorder may affect one or more types of tissues. The areas that are often affected include blood vessels, connective tissues, endocrine glands like the thyroid or pancreas, joints, muscles, red blood cells, and skin. And here's just a small list of some autoimmune disorders. There's many types of autoimmune disorders. I have a friend whose son has pulmonary vasculitis. His lungs just bleed.
Oh.
And it's badly, and then he has to go to the hospital. Now, most of these can be treated with, like, steroids will almost always fix it. If it's autoimmune, you give somebody steroids, they feel great, but you can't live on steroids. It doesn't work. Like, you can't live on a high dose steroid. It will destroy your liver and your kidneys, and you'll get Cushing's, and that's not good. They have other things that help mediate. Some of the newest and best are all biologics. So when you see those commercials for like the injectable Humira or one of those, that's for psoriasis. I do Taltz, which is also for psoriasis, but it works great for lupus. And I don't have to put lupus in my medical records. They think it's psoriasis, which is much better for me. Psoriasis can't kill you. So that, lupus can, but it's not going to. We're doing good. So these are all just examples. So this guy gives a very high energy and rather amusing take about why I'm hitting lupus here because lupus is the one in particular they call the great imitator because it looks like all those others that I just showed you. That whole list, lupus can look like any of those, which makes it really difficult for people to narrow it down and diagnose it. And there's different criteria. There's clinical criteria, there's blood work criteria, and it can get really crazy. So this guy he's good. I like him. He's very high energy, I'll tell you. Apparently he likes to make videos about diseases. I don't know why. He's not a doctor or something. He's just a dude.
Is here for you.
I guess it's his hobby.
Everybody knows my absolute love and appreciation and respect for those dealing with chronic illness. So this has been brought to my attention. Lupus, the great imitator, has been brought to me. So I'm going to deliver it to those who don't know much about lupus. 5 things to know about those dealing with lupus. Number 1, lupus has been called the great imitator because it looks like everything else and it's almost the most difficult to diagnose. Lupus sometimes look like exhaustion. Lupus sometimes look like a cold, flu symptoms, a sickness, a fever. Anything that you can name that can be wrong with a person at one time, lupus can look like that. So it takes the longest to diagnose because doctors don't know exactly what they're looking for. So if you meet a person or you know a person that say they feel like this day, understand. They may be only telling you what they can describe. So when they go to the doctor and say, you know what, I found out that I've been diagnosed with lupus, don't look at them awkwardly. Don't say, well, you don't look like you got lupus.
No, that's
We
just
don't know
him.
what lupus look like. Lupus look like the person that got lupus. Lupus can look like this to me, and lupus can look like that to you. Either or, that person has been diagnosed. So have the C word. Number 2, where does lupus come from? Watch me tell you. Lupus, your body produces antibodies. Now, antibodies is a good thing, but the antibodies start eating the body itself and start eating your organs. and it cannot be cured. It cannot be stopped. Just imagine your body saying it's hungry, and you fed your body, but then you don't want it. But then your body start eating itself because your body is hungry, and your body don't stop eating itself. Your body produces great things, but those great things, because they don't know what they're supposed to do anymore, they turn on your body, which is you, and it's an incurable disease. You can treat it, but there's no cure for it yet. And don't be confused. Don't say, because I'm a healthy man or I'm a woman or from this country, that you can't get lupus. Lupus can affect anybody, but it's most likely to affect someone if it's already in your family or there's a history of it. So please get yourself checked, keep up on your medical records, and know what's going on with the family around you and distance. One statistics
Been like how women almost got you.
get lupus, and it's more dominant in those of color.
This looks like
Again, lupus has no bounds. It don't discriminate. It attacks everybody. But women, for some reason, get lupus more than men get lupus. And because of some studies, some stuff I read, I Googled it, I asked Encyclopedia, I even walked into a library today. Most women, Haitian, Black American, Hawaiian, Mexican, most likely will get lupus more than white, traditionally white women. So when I say traditionally white women, I'm talking about like white, like clear. I'm talking about like windshield. I ain't talking about like white women from Florida, because that's a whole different. So please don't be shocked. Oh my gosh, no. Don't be shocked when you find out that more women have lupus than men. It's statistics speaking. I can only go by what I read and what I study. If you know something different, drop it in the comments and educate everybody. Thank you. Number 4, there are 4 different types of lupus. Let's lightly break them down. You got systemic lupus, which is very heart-jerking to me, which affects the major organs in the body, the heart, the lung, the kidney, and the brain. Then you got cutaneous lupus. That's the lupus that affects the skin. So when you see somebody that say they have lupus and their skin pigmentation begins to change, or they're trying to wear makeup and things that still look like they used to look, they're probably dealing with that form of lupus. Then you got this tricky lupus. It's the drug-induced lupus. That comes from taking too many medications. And that is really like similar to systemic lupus. Not completely, but it subsides if you stop using as much medication. So this one can kind of be controlled, in my opinion, the best. Drug-induced lupus. To me, this is the most gut-wrenching form of lupus. It's the neonatal lupus. This is the lupus that's passed down to the fetus. So when the baby is born, some of the organs don't work right. But by the graces of God, and because the bodies are super dope, the baby will grow out of it
Super dope.
with no lasting effect from it. Neonatal lupus. Study what lupus is, people. It's number 4. And number 5. Educate, learn. Although a lot of these diseases that I talk about may be difficult for you to understand or study, or you may know somebody that's dealing with the disease and you're just like, you can't handle it, I would definitely encourage everyone that can read and comprehend to be on these chronic illnesses and these diseases, so you can better understand and you can better appreciate those dealing with these things, and you can have more compassion what they're trying to do to live a normal life. If there was anything I missed, please be polite and put it in the comments. Make me more aware so I can make the world more aware. Because I just want to love everybody. So we're going to celebrate combine it to a month to all of my chronic illness warriors, my survivors, all the naysayers that said y'all can't make it and all the complaints. Throw it to the left. We're going to move y'all in from the right. And we're going to keep this party jumping. It's your boy Josh Pray say.
He's crazy, but anyway.
Find him.
But he's fun, right? So you can have, so SLE is systemic lupus erythematosus. You can have SLE and cutaneous lupus together. Ask me how I know. And you'll hear, and in the next video, you'll hear SLE used a couple times. That's just the full name for lupus, systemic lupus erythematosus. And then you'll also hear them say ANA a lot. So ANA is anti-nuclear antibody, and it is one of the, it is a test that pretty much says you have something autoimmune going on. If you are positive for anti-nuclear antibodies, some part of your body is attacking some other part of your body that it shouldn't be attacking. So that's like almost always a clue that it may not always be lupus, but it is some kind of autoimmune disease. So we're going to wrap up our final video here. Oh, not him again. Sorry, dude. Not you. With House. Does anybody ever watched House? Okay. So let me skip this commercial.
This is lupus.
Okay, so here's the thing. House, do you have a question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't lupus mean wolf?
It does. And it's because cutaneous lupus can look, they thought like wolf bites initially, because it's like it can make big red patches, and bite of the wolf is where they were going with that. That's a good observation. So House is no longer on the air, but it was a great show. And the premise is that he and his team are expert diagnosticians. So when people show up at the hospital and the regular doctor crew,
wrong, and he's right.
yes,
He's always right.
the regular doctor crew can't figure out what it is, they defer to House and his team, and they figure out what it is. And it's usually something rare. But because lupus imitates everything, it became almost like a running joke on the show, because somebody would always suggest lupus every time, and it would turn out not to be lupus 99% of the time, but it was always in there because it imitates everything. So this is a great way to finish out the year, because this is actually quite hilarious. But here is every time that it's not lupus on House.
He's kind of but
Infection, lupus, drugs, or cancer. No, lupus is one. Treat for lupus. That will get you far.
You really think House is losing it?
Yeah. That's not lupus.
It's negative for lupus.
Again,
It could be an autoimmune disease. Lupus, Behçet's.
And for lupus, also negative.
lupus could grow. Lupus progresses slower to joint pain. So it's not a typical case. We should get an ANA. It's not lupus. He responded to the latest lupus treatment.
only been on it for a few hours.
He hasn't responded because it's not lupus.
Yeah, we actually made him worse. Go to sets plummeted.
We know it's not lupus. What else could it be? Stool sample to check for parasites, blood culture to rule out infection, and ANA for lupus. Autoimmune. It's better than cancer. Lupus loves kidneys. Usually attacks them first. Kidneys are fine, right?
Yeah.
Vision issues plus screwy heart equals some type of autoimmune.
Lupus and Kawasaki's are the most common in a 6-year-old.
Yeah. Tough to find a 6-year-old who doesn't have lupus.
Larger blood vessels. Gotta be giant cell arteritis. I'll start on steroids. It's affecting the smaller blood vessels. Gotta be lupus vasculitis. I'll start on steroids. It's affecting.
Yeah, got it. Lupus and Behçet's are our best bet. ANA and pathogen test.
Or it could be infection.
I never is that what it used to be. Didn't just rule that out 8 seconds ago.
Parasites or fungus is possible.
Or maybe lupus.
The janitor.
Grandma has lupus.
Yeah, autoimmune. I'll run a lupus panel.
That's even slower than MS. It's lupus.
I'm with the little man on this one. It's attacking the body and the brain. Classic autoimmune.
Learn all you want, but I should warn you. Shakes us out of practice.
Lupus this aggressive wouldn't spare our kidneys.
Positive it's lupus.
Weekly, not lupus. It's MS.
Obviously, you don't know what it is. Treat for both.
No, I gave in on the test. We're not treating her for two completely separate diseases because you think lupus will win your prize.
Still think it's lupus.
Yeah.
Could be lupus. That's what I figured. Then why are you here?
Could be spleen sequestration, tuberculosis.
Gaucher disease, TTP.
Hemolytic uremic syndrome, sepsis, lupus.
Listing all the possible causes is only precedent. You can do it reverse alphabetically. Wilson found signs of inflammation in your biopsy. That plus the 2 failing kidneys points to autoimmune disease, probably SLE or vasculitis. Treatment for both is prednisone. Start with 100 milligrams.
Autoimmune is just your latest theory. Like cancer before that and a kidney stone before.
Take the prednisone, get better. That'll be your confirmation.
Yeah, I trusted you.
You always trust me. It's a big mistake. Lupus is a bad diagnosis.
It's the best diagnosis we've got.
That doesn't make it good.
No, it just makes it this kid's only chance to live.
Actually, we've been trying to ignore that part of the whiteboard.
I wrote it in black. I'm always serious when I use black. Lupus would explain.
Maybe she didn't change.
Are you agreeing with me or are you making a point?
I'm making a point.
It'll take longer.
How do we know that the real Roz isn't who she is now and who she was then? And can't we say that her previous life was true without making her present one a fraud?
Life is messy argument. Nice. Explains everything without explaining anything. If it's lupus, there's a heart problem you don't know about yet. Run her through a stress test. She has a heart attack. I'm right.
I think your son has lupus.
Not strong enough to prove you wrong about changing mental status.
Only proves this isn't lupus.
They told me I have an autoimmune disease.
like lupus or sarcoidosis. That's what we're here to find out. Lupus. Gee, thanks for coming in.
We got a referral from.
Excuse me. You stash your drugs in a lupus textbook. It's never lupus.
I'm diagnosed with lupus.
I don't even know what that is.
You can test for the antibodies. 95% of patients with lupus have positive ANA.
Buddy.
It can happen in lupus. Increased platelet count can cause blood clots.
ANA was negative. It's not lupus.
This is true.
Hallucinations or symptom psychosis, which is the 4th diagnostic criteria. It's official. This is lupus.
Who's Jules? Can you mention her in the medical history?
It doesn't matter what he's hallucinating about. It matters why. It's lupus.
There's no need to get snippy. Sore throat? Stop lupus. Stress?
Autoimmune diseases can make antibodies go haywire, but still.
It's happened. Apparently it's happened again. I finally had a case of lupus.
So common that it became a joke on the show, like such a mess. All right, so take a second, swap out for your review packet. I'm gonna make sure that I switch this over for Grace, who is not here. Where'd it go? Did I not have it open? I thought I did.
Yeah, exactly. So this thing you just heard that. See what I mean? Okay.
All right. We've got about 45 minutes, so we should be able to get through this and hopefully do a little Jeopardy if we move quickly. So what we're going to do is we're just going to answer all together, but we're not going to scream, okay? And remember, this is in your resources with all of the answers. So if you don't have the answers and you haven't gone through this, or you're not sure you got something right, you can always check it against the file in your resources folder. Okay, are we ready? We are ready. Good luck. Okay, what would be number 1 for this question? Everybody together? Science does not exist in a binary state. Good understanding.
Does not
Invalidate. Yeah, bad understanding, not invalidate. Good understanding. Good understanding doesn't. Yes, right. Poor good understanding in one area. It does not validate, invalidate. That one, right? And what's the third one, everyone? It's about narrowing uncertainty. There we go. Those are our 3 big ones. Okay, scientific law tells what happens. Scientific theory tells why it happens. Okay, prokaryotes have DNA that is located
In the
cytoplasm. And what shape is it? Circular. Eukaryotes have DNA that is located where? In a membrane-bound nucleus. Very good. Very, very good. All right. Your independent variable is what you change. Your dependent variable is what you observe changing. Your controlled variable is what you keep the same. Very good. Okay, a gram is equal to 0.001. Right, be sure you know how to do those. That's not the exact question, but it's the type of question. The statement, the mouse weighs 7 grams is a observation. Taking advantage of naturally occurring variations in organisms to pass wanted traits is selective breeding. Okay, what is the correct organization of life? Let's start, everybody. Atoms. Everybody got it. Very good. And a hypothesis is an idea that can be tested, but it's never proved or disproved. It's always what? There you go. Supported, rejected. You can do those in either order. I don't care. An observation is made using the senses. What's made? An inference on prior knowledge. Very good. All right, what goes here? Nope, look where I'm pointing. What goes here?
Oh,
Deca.
Deca, what goes here? Uh-huh, how about here? Hecto, how about here? How about here? And how about here? Millie, okay. How do these go, people? Everybody together. Domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Whoops, there you go. Now, on your exam, protista will be given. You're going to have to do these other three, and you're going to have to tell me whether they are autotrophs, heterotrophs, and whether they're producers, consumers, decomposers. Yes.
There would be an image.
I think there is an image. Or no, there's not. It just actually what it does is it'll say decomposer heterotroph, and you need to put the right answer in. And it'll say producer autotroph, and you need to put the right answer in. Okay. Yeah, and then it'll say consumer heterotroph, and you need to put the right answer in. So what's this one going to be, everybody? Fungi. What is it as far as decomposer, producer? What is it? Decomposer, heterotroph, or autotroph? Heterotroph or chemoheterotroph, correct? What's this next one? Plante. Is that decomposer? Producer and autotroph, and that one's animalia, and that's going to be heterotrophic and a consumer. You got it. Okay, what's the approach to seeking knowledge? Yes, okay. And what's a trait that helps an organism survive and reproduce? Adaptation. Darwin's idea of how evolution occurs? Natural selection. What are the building blocks of proteins? Amino acids. Very good. A group of different species living together is a community. A group of the same species is called? Right. An appendix is an example of what kind of structure? Vestigial. Stem cells are what? Totipotent, meaning they can differentiate to any type of cell. The total amount of living tissue at each trophic level in an ecosystem can be shown in a biomass pyramid. The maximum number of organisms of a particular species supported by an environment is carrying capacity. First organisms to repopulate are? What are they not? Very good. Pay attention when you get to that question. Keystone, or yeah, if that species is lost, the ecosystem will collapse because they're a central, like the beaver was the example, right? Yep. All right. What is the difference between passive and active transport? Right. Active requires energy, passive does not. A random change in a population's allele frequency. Genetic drift. When you see this question, read carefully, right? No. It's just making sure you're paying attention. Huh? Yeah. Who believed that the use or disuse of a structure would cause organisms to Lamarck, the buff babies, the dying giraffes. Remember Lamarck. What type of cells are haploid? Gametes, which are also called what? Sex cells. Very good. All right, what's the process where genetic information on DNA is transferred to RNA? Transcription. And what's it called when you go from RNA to protein? Translation. Very good. All right, one person, explain why sexual reproduction is a source of genetic variation. Barrett.
Because you get two different sex cells from each one of them.
Mm-hmm. What else?
So one genome from each parent must create an entirely new one.
That's a good one.
No offspring will be the same.
No offspring are the same?
You gain traits from both of your parents.
Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be genetic diversity because sperm and egg that are produced contain different combinations of genes. Recombination and crossing over. Important to try to remember to include that. Recombination and crossing over provide even greater opportunity for variation. So remember that genetic recombination and crossing over of chromosomes can give you even more variation. How are selective breeding and natural selection the same and different? Compare and contrast.
They're both they both have traits that are used to that make a species have an advantage.
Okay.
But selective breeding someone does the thing.
Yep.
But natural selection, nature doesn't work.
There you go. Very good. So natural selection, selective breeding can both cause changes in animals and plants. It can often be an advantageous one, right? If you're doing it for, well, obviously it's going to be if it's natural selection. The difference between the two is natural selection happens naturally. Selective breeding occurs when humans intervene, and sometimes selective breeding is called artificial selection. How could you determine if an organism shared a recent common ancestor?
Fossil evidence, homologous structures, and comparative embryology.
There you go. Fossil evidence, comparative anatomy, such as homologous structures, comparative embryology, also comparative DNA sequences. All right, very good. What is the movement of water across a selectively permeable membrane called? Osmosis. Osmosis is like diffusion, which works across concentration gradient. Right. The process by which organisms keep their internal conditions relatively stable is, everybody? Homeostasis. Despite the difference in size, shape, and function, at some point, all cells possess DNA in a cell membrane if, what's the other thing? What's the other option here? Cytoplasm, correct. But if it's multiple choice and that's not an option, then you know that it has to be cell membrane. All right, what is used to store energy in cells?
ATP.
ATP, which stands for? Oh, yes, adenosine triphosphate. Very good. What do you call different forms of a gene? Alleles. Very good. Think about your little dragon lab, right? All right, what are these structures? Analogous, same function, different structure. And these are homologous. They come from a common ancestor, right? The just because these are wings does not mean that the butterfly and the pigeon are as closely related as the human and the cat, right? Right. All right. Number one, relationship between organisms that strive for the same resources in the same place is, everybody? Competition. A relationship in which one species benefits while the other's not affected is? Commensalism. A relationship in which one species benefits while the other is harmed? Parasitism. Relationship in which both species benefit? Mutualism. And a relationship where one organism kills and eats another? Predation. Very good. Okay, males typically possess which chromosomes? And females possess? Very good. Typically, right? Label the organism as producer, consumer, or decomposer, and then label it as autotroph or heterotroph. The chicken is a consumer, heterotroph. Chicken of the woods is decomposer, heterotroph. And a chickweed is producer, autotroph, right? That's exactly how you're going to want to do it. What sequence should be here? This should be T, G, A, C. Because it's DNA. And in RNA, UGAC. Remember, you don't have T's in RNA. There's no thymine. There is what? Uracil. Very good. Why are traits controlled by recessive alleles on the X chromosome more commonly expressed in males than in females? Claire.
A male has no chance of getting a good allele from his father that can hide any bad ones from his mother.
There you go. That's good. Anybody have anything to add? That's a pretty good answer. So recessive X-linked traits appear more often in males than females because male receives a bad allele from his mother. He has no chance of getting a good allele from his father, who provides a Y to hide the bad one. So examples would be color blindness, certain high blood pressure genes, Duchenne muscular dystrophy, Fragile X. Color blindness is your easiest one to remember, right? Right. Viruses cannot reproduce without the assistance of, everybody, a host. Are they going to multiply on a surface? No. Can they survive on a surface? Yes, but they cannot replicate. Yeah, okay. Viruses infect by introducing what into cells? Genetic material and hijacking the cell's internal machinery to make more virus particles. Remember, viruses are not cells. Do not write virus cells. Maybe. I mean, if you look at it that way, like, I guess. Certain viruses, like the ones that cause chickenpox and cold sores, may become inactive or what? Latent after the initial infection, remain in the body and cause infections like shingles. If you've had chickenpox, you may get shingles as an adult. But most of you have probably had, what vaccine was it? You know? Varicella, that's your chickenpox vaccine. Most of you have probably had that because it's been out for some time. Was not out for people my age. Nope, we had chickenpox parties. That was fun. All right, what is number 1 showing? What kind of a cell, everybody? Animal, and number 2 is plant. What's number 3 pointing to?
Chloroplast.
Okay, and you know it's chloroplast because it's not in the animal cell. 4 is showing what? Cell wall, also only in the plant cell. What's 5 showing? Very good. And how about 6? Ribosomes. And how about 7, this guy? Very good. Whoop, come on. And how about 8? What's this? Golgi apparatus. It's your pancake stack, right? Okay, what's number 9 showing? This. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. And 10. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. What is 11 showing? Nuclear membrane. And number 12 is showing nucleus. And 13 is showing nucleolus. And 14 is showing vacuoles. Very good. Be sure you know how to label yourself. Okay. What is this shape called? Cockeye. Very good. How about this next one? Bacilli. Very good. How about this one? Vibrio. What's this one? Spirochete. And what's this little corkscrew? Spirillum. Very good. Excellent. All right. Number 1 is we are looking at non-vascular plants. What is the phylum for non-vascular plants? Bryophyta. How do you remember that? Bryce loves his mossy carpet. So what's missing here? We have liverworts, hornworts, and mosses. Very good. Seedless vascular plants. This is Phyllocinophyta. Remember we had Felicity, didn't we? Or somebody like that. Yeah, and then we have club mosses and horsetails. And what goes here? Ferns. Felicity loved her fiddlehead, her fiddle. Remember, she had a little fiddle with her fiddle head and she was standing with the ferns. You remember Felicity? Yeah, okay. And then we have vascular plants. What goes here? Seeded, because we have seedless here, seeded here. So if we go under our gymnosperms, we have Neophyta, we have cycads, we have Pinophyta. What is the one that has only one living species? Ginkgos. Very good. You can write ginkgo is fine. Over here, this is also known as, what did we call it? Angiosperms. What is Angie like? Angie likes her flowers, remember? And what did Jim like? He liked the ice cream cones, to remind you that gymnosperms are cones because that's where the seeds are, not flowering, right? And Angie loved her flowers. All right, what are we looking at here at the top? Is it a monocot or a dicot? Monocot. What's your clue to always remember what a monocot looks like?
Parallel.
Yeah, but what do you think about? Think about corn, right? Think about the little kernel of corn. You cannot split it in two. It's one. It's a monocot, and those big long leaves with the parallel veins. So that means these are dicots. Think about a bean, right? If you grow a bean, you can split a bean in half. You can divide it right in half. And if you grow a bean, it's going to grow leaves that have branches, not these nice long corn leaves, right? Right. Also, 3s, 4 or 5. Right on. All right. 1 is showing this. What is this? There we go. And 2 is showing this pretty part. Petal. What is 3 showing? It's these 2 structures together. Stamen. So the top is the, where is it showing it? Oh, yes, that's a filament. And 5 is showing the anther. All right. And then if we look over here at 6, it is showing the stigma. And what's this called? Style. And those together, oh no, yes, those together are pistil. And then what's this in here? Ovary. And then what's this guy? Calyx. Very good. Know how to label your diagrams. All right. Number 1. What is this guy? He's a paramecium. What's number 2? That's an amoeba. What's number 3? Euglena. Euglena was the only, what of these? Which one? What did I ask you about before? Autotroph. It's the only autotroph in the bunch, right? Because it had chloroplasts, right? All right, what is number 4 showing? It's showing us right here, and it's showing it right here. There we go, cytoplasm. What is number 5 pointing to? This guy right here, this guy right here. Contractile vacuoles, very good. Number 6 is showing these little dudes right here. What are those? Food vacuoles. Number 7 is showing nucleus. Very good. What is 8 showing? These guys. Cilia. Very good. What do you call these on the amoeba? Pseudopods. And what's this guy? Flagellum. Very good. Very good. All right. Systems. You know these. Well, number 1 is everybody? Nervous. 2? Endocrine. 3? Respiratory. 4? Lymphatic. 5? Right? 6? Right? 7? Very good. What's 8? Male reproductive. Be sure you tell me it's male. Let's hope you get that right. Number 9, female reproductive system. Number 10. 11. Yep. 12. Very good. Yeah. Excretory is the word you want, not urinary. Because remember, there's also like sweat and glands and whatever they're included in excretory, right? All right. Now, some of y'all missed this one on your test. What's that showing? Number 1. Salivary gland. What's this? Liver. What's that? Where is bile produced? In the liver. Where is bile stored? Very good. Number 4. Okay. 5. All right. 6. Stomach. 7. What's the pancreas produce? Right. Number 8. And number 9. Yeah, we want rectum, not anus. You can't see the anus. That's external. It's way down in here somewhere. That's rectum, right? Very good. Okay. 10. Kidney. What's 11? Renal vein, right? What is 12? Renal artery. Good. 13? Ureter. 14. Yep. And 15. That would be urethra. Urethra leads to the outside. Ureter is kidney to bladder. Very good. All right. What is number 1 showing right here? Superior vena cava. And number 2? Do we agree? Disagree? Everybody was quiet on that one. That are right pulmonary arteries. Why are they blue? This is the tricky part. Yes. They lead away from the heart. If they lead away from the heart, they are arteries. But what kind of blood is in here? Deoxygenated blood, because where's it going? To the lungs, right? Okay. And the same thing with the pulmonary vein is the opposite, right? It's going to the heart, but it's carrying, those are the only ones. Your pulmonary arteries and veins are the ones that are flip-flopped, right? What's 3 showing then? Right pulmonary veins. What chamber is this? Right. And what, oh, where am I? Are we over here now? Oh, 5. Okay. What's this one? Right ventricle. Where does the right ventricle pump to?
The right pulmonary artery.
It's going to, in general, it's going to go to your pulmonary arteries. Yeah. And 6, what's this guy? Inferior vena cava. 7, this guy? Aorta, right? 8.
Left pulmonary artery.
There you go. Left pulmonary arteries. 9 would be left pulmonary veins. What chamber is this? Left atrium. And what chamber is this? Left ventricle. What valve is here? All right. And what valve is here? Mitral. Very good. You can put mitral and tricuspid. Those will work. Okay. You don't have to put atrioventricular tricuspid. You can just write tricuspid. That's good. All right. Is this an artery or a vein? It's an artery. How do you know it's an artery?
They don't have valves.
Thick walls. And this is a vein because it has thinner lumen, thinner walls, and it has valves. It doesn't matter if it's blue or red. Typically, we show the arteries in red and the veins in blue, but we don't always because what's the exception? Pulmonary arteries and pulmonary veins, right? Very good. All righty. What's this little flippy flappy?
Epiglottis.
Epiglottis. What's it for?
Stopping the food.
There you go. What's this?
Trachea.
Trachea. Very good. What's this big thing? Your lung, right? What's this up here?
Pharynx.
Pharynx, right? This is where your food and air, right? It has not divided into your esophagus or your trachea yet. It is still your multi-purpose, mixed use part of your body, right? What's 5 showing? Larynx. What's the purpose of that? Yeah, it's your vocal cords, right? It's your speech, it's your sound. What is 6 showing? These two. Bronchi, right? And then what are the smaller branches? Very good. And what are the little tiny pockets? Alveoli. And then what's this muscle? Diaphragm. Very good. All right. Here comes your blood. Yes. On the test. Yeah, I got to go back and look at it. I think it was cut off, but I got to go back and look at it and make sure that it's straight. Yeah. Okay. Your blood's going to come in from the body to the right atrium. And then it's going to get pumped into the right ventricle. And it's going to go through what? How's it going to get there? From the right ventricle in the pulmonary arteries. Is coming from the heart, and it's going to go to the lungs. Now it is oxygenated. What's this going to be?
Atrium.
No. How's it get to the left atrium? What's this? Pulmonary veins, but it's oxygenated. Then it goes to the left atrium. Then it goes to the left ventricle, and it's pumped to the... Which one of these pumps hardest? Left ventricle, because it's pumping to the body. That's your most muscular. Pumps the hardest. Okay, number 1, which reproductive system are we looking at? Male. And the other one is? Let's hope. All right, number 3, what are we looking at?
Penis.
Thanks, Claire. What's number 4?
Testes.
Testes. What's number 5?
Urethra.
Urethra. Dual purpose, right? Okay, what's number 6?
Vas deferens.
Vas deferens. And number 7? Bladder. Okay, back over here. Number 8? Uterus. 9? Fallopian or uterine tube. Either is correct. 10? Ovary. 11? Cervix. 12? There we go. We said the words. We did it. All right, familiarize yourself with the organisms on the next slide. You've seen these guys. We just did them. Know these guys. Know them, right? Remember that you can always process of elimination a lot of them, and that the conversation goes in order. And it's going to be just like that on the exam. The same order. The questions are in the same order. So if you familiarize yourselves with them, and I will put sink or swim in your resource thing, so you can I didn't want to give it to you before because I wanted you to be answering. Yeah.
Jeopardy.
Yes, we're going to do Jeopardy next. We have 20 some odd minutes to do Jeopardy. So let's get ourselves into 2 teams. Can we do that? Their screen.
Join us.
So when you guys go to look at your Jeopardy review, it's, this Word document has a link for every Jeopardy review for every class. See? Look, it's all here, right? We're going here. This is where we want to be. Okay, we got 2 teams. Are we good? These are a little uneven. I got 6 over here and I got 8 over here. So I need 1 more over here. One more. Drew, you're up. Over here.
Join us. We are doomed.
All right.
We are doomed.
We will start. Oh, it says Drew and Michael. I need to change that. We'll call it kitchen.
Michael's.
I think they were team captains or something. Michael, and we'll call it living room. All right. Let me clear these out. I think I can just clear them out. Can't I? Yeah.
They're filming like a movie on Michael's campus this weekend.
Oh, fun!
And Len Powell processing with all the graduates for the movie. So Michael bumped into him in the hall.
Who?
Glenn Powell.
Okay, wow. All right, your categories are how to science, ecology, the cell, genetics, evolution, microorganisms, plants, fungi, chordates part one. I'm sorry, non-chordates part one, non-chordates part two, fish, amphibians, and reptiles, birds and mammals, animal behavior, human body systems part one, and human body systems part two. We'll start over here. Designate a person to decide for your team. You can talk amongst yourselves. Who's going to be your who's speaking for your team? Okay, Barrett is Kenneth. Who's speaking? Okay, Ken is speaking. Be sure you have a person. You can discuss amongst yourselves, but you have a very brief amount of time.
If y'all tell me what to say, I'll say.
Kenna, where are we going?
Science.
How to science for 700. This is why science is never settled. Give all three main points.
Because science exists in our own certainty.
Okay.
Science exists in a binary state. Does not exist in binary state.
Right.
A good or poor understanding of one area of science does not negate good or poor understanding in another.
That is very good. Point to you. Oops. Why are we doing that? I said go. Oh, wait. I got to do that first. Then I got to do that. Oh, come on. Why does it do that? Why did it not? All right. Over here. Where are we going?
The cell.
Yeah. Human body system.
Four.
Human body system 7. Part 1.
Part 1, 700. Okay. These are the three types of muscle tissue.
Cardiac, smooth, skeletal.
Okay, very good. Cardiac, smooth, and skeletal. Will it not let me? Why won't it let me do that? Team is not a number. You need to edit the score to change a number. Okay, well, yeah. All right, fine. All right, next up over here.
Body system.
Which one? Part 1 or 2? Oh, this one, obviously. Okay. In the alveoli, oxygen and carbon dioxide will cross the membrane to create a homeostatic balance. This is possible because this works across a concentration gradient. What works across a concentration gradient? Diffusion. Yes, very good. Boom. What is diffusion? Yeah, we need to do our what is. Okay, it's not going to let me. Oh, it did. Okay, great. All right, over here.
Animals' behaviors 700.
Animal behaviors for 700. Animals often use a chemical communication to mark territory. They leave these chemical markers behind.
What are pheromones?
What are pheromones? Very good. All right. Over here, where are we going?
Body system part 2.
Human body systems, part 2. Part 2 for 6?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a
This system works to protect the body from foreign invaders, bacteria, viruses, parasites, and fungi that cause infection, illness, and disease. What is the immune system is the correct answer. Very good. And where are we going over here?
The cell.
The cell 700.
The cell for 700. Plant cells have a cell wall composed of this substance.
That's good fungi.
Mm.
Is it soil plant? They have chloroplastic in them.
What is chitin?
What is chitin? No, we're looking for cellulose. And what do we call cellulose in our day-to-day life? Fiber. Very good. All right, over here, we're going for
ecology.
Ecology for 700. The first organisms to repopulate a deforested area are known as pioneer species is correct.
Let Claire speak for
Okay, Claire, where are we going?
Genetics 700.
Genetics for 700. This refers to the exchange of DNA between paired homologous chromosomes, one from each parent, that occurs during the development of an egg or sperm cell in meiosis.
What is sexual reproduction?
We're looking for crossing over. Oh, there it is. part of sexual reproduction, but we're looking. And where are we going? Which one? Evolution for 700. This term describes the hypothesis that states that DNA and protein sequences evolve at a rate that is relatively constant over time among different organisms. Ooh. This is a throwback. She's like, I might know.
Can we do the version where if they get it wrong, we can guess?
Mm.
Do you know the answers? If you don't, then.
Yeah, well, I think it'll just go faster. I'm watching our 14 minutes, so. Any answer? Nope. What is DNA evolution? We're actually looking for the molecular clock. Do we remember the molecular clock? That was a while back. All right, yes.
Who are you wearing?
Who am I wearing? Svaha, as always. All right, what's up over here?
What's the really
Fungi.
Fungi?
Fungi for 700.
Fungi for 700. These are, oh, hold on. I clicked the wrong one. There you go. This should say, a naturally occurring circular ring of mushrooms on a lawn or other location. The phenomenon begins when the mycelium spawn of a mushroom falls into a favorable spot and sends out subterranean network of fine tubular threads called hyphae.
What is a carrier?
There you go. A fairy ring is correct. Very good. Excellent. All right. Coming over here. Plants for 700. The first plants evolved from an organism much like the multicellular version of this living today.
What is algae?
What is green algae? I will take what is algae. Very good. Excellent. All right. Bouncing over to you.
Non-chordates.
Non-chordates part 1 for 7. Okay. These are sessile marine invertebrates within the class Anthozoa of the phylum Cnidaria. They typically form compact colonies of many identical individual polyps. Ooh. What are jellyfish? Coral in this case. Oh, yes. All right.
Birds and mammals for 700.
Birds and mammals for 700. This results from air moving over the top of the wing, producing less pressure on the wing than air moving under the wing. The wing is then pushed up from below and pulled up from above.
What is lift?
What is lift? Which is what principle, by the way? Very good, people. I love it when we pay attention. Where are we going over here?
Can we do human body systems part 1?
Human body systems part 1 for 6. This system drains excess tissue fluid and provides immune defense of the body. Listen to Lucas. Stop it.
What is the expiratory system?
Oh, Lucas said it, y'all.
Someone in there also said it.
Yep. Where are we going?
Amphibians and reptiles for 700.
Fish, amphibians, and reptiles. These organisms are the most abundant vertebrates on the planet.
What are fish?
Yes, specifically your bony fish. You are correct. Very good. All right, what's up over here? They got fish. How to science for 600. This tells what happens, in fact. This tells why it happens.
What is scientific law and scientific theory?
There we go. Scientific law and scientific theory. Correct. All right, back in the kitchen.
Going to
Microorganisms. It's tiny. Yeah. Amoebas obtain food by capturing their prey with their pseudopodia. The food is internalized through a process known as. This is also what your macrophages do. Yeah, what's this? Everybody's doing it.
What is phagocytosis?
Very good. Very good. That a girl. Over here. This one, non-chordates part 2. Organisms within this class have 4 body parts that are a head, mantle, muscular foot, and a mass or hump of organs generally enclosed in the shell. They also have a tongue-like structure called a radula, and they may be herbivores or carnivores.
Oh, what is a snail?
What is a snail? Yeah, what's the class?
Oh.
Class.
What is a gastropod called?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
And they get fish.
And they get fish. Hey. All right, where are we going? Ecology for 600. Within an ecosystem, autotrophs are known as these, while these are known as consumers.
Producers and what are heterotrophs?
There you go. Producers and heterotrophs. Very good. All right, gang. Heading over here.
And will be no. So yes.
Who's in mammals?
Let's do birds and mammals.
Birds and mammals for 600. Birds produce this type of egg, which provides protection for the developing embryo while being permeable enough to allow for the exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen.
I have no idea. What is it?
Around the egg. Oh, I did.
They are oviparous because they produce an egg. Think about other eggs in comparison to these eggs. Koala.
It won't be on the exam.
What you got?
A round egg.
A round egg.
Exoshell.
Exoshell. Amniotic egg.
You chose wrongly.
They got fish. Once again, they got fish.
Same way.
Where are we going? The cell for 600. Living organism. Okay.
But it's cell, tissue, organ system, organism.
You got it. There you go. All right, where are we going over here?
Animal behavior 600.
Animal behaviors for 600. Animals, usually the males, perform these behaviors to attract a mate. Dances would be a type of this.
What is 1990s?
There you go, say it.
Mating ritual.
There you go, or courtship rituals. Very good, very good. Yeah, remember that bird? Remember the bird? All right, excellent.
You guys better get a worse.
Okay, what do we got over here?
Evolution for 600.
Evolution for 600. In natural selection, let's go. The answer is what is it? Sorry, that's just crazy. All right, where are you going?
So, what would you guys use?
I would choose genetics for 600.
Genetics for 600. This can cause those produce the wrong proteins. Any answer? Mutations. You got it. Very good. All right. And back to the kitchen.
Non-coordinates for 2.
We're going to
Microorganisms.
amphibians and wait, no, that's right now. Is that him?
Fish, amphibians, reptiles?
Yeah.
This one? All right. Reptiles were the first organisms to live fully on land. This was possible due to this adaptation, which prevented water loss during the development of offspring.
Oh, that one's also easy.
Wait,
Does this have to do?
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, take that. What is like filled outside external anyway? Yeah.
Which for you?
yeah.
Okay, what are amniotic eggs? Sorry.
Yeah, leathery eggs or shelled eggs. But they are amniotic. That's correct.
You guys do chances for.
Amniotic egg actually describes what they just said. It's another way to say what they just said. All right, where are you going?
What do you guys choose?
I would choose science for 100.
Plant 600. Seeded non-flowering plants are known as these. Seeded but non-flowering.
No, gymnosperms, right?
Say it louder, Jordan.
Gymnosperms?
And we're good. Very good. Excellent. Over here to the kitchen.
To do
Supposed to be the
Microorganisms, 600. This produce possesses contractile vacuoles and an oral groove. There you go, paramecium. Very good. And back over to the living room.
Non-chordate part 2, 600.
Okay, non-chordates, part 2, 600. Oh, did I hit the wrong one?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
No, wait, let's do that one.
No.
Which one do you want? Organisms with this form do not produce any form of body symmetry. Yes, do not possess any form of body symmetry.
Go back to the other one.
You may not know the phylum, but you probably know the organisms. No symmetry.
Sponge.
Say it louder. There you go. Porifera. Porifera are sponges. I'll count that. I counted your amniotic eggs. Where are we going over here? Fungi for 600. Cell walls of fungi are composed of? She said it. Chitin. Very good. Over to you guys. Where are we going?
The only 600 left.
Okay, you saw this one. Organisms within this phylum possess cnidocytes.
Nigeria.
There you go. Cnidaria it is. Back over to the other side. How to science 500. In order for this to be considered, it must be possible to be tested and accepted or tested and rejected. Hypothesis is right. Back over to you guys in the living room.
The cell 500.
The cell 500. This is used by cells to store energy required for cellular processes. ATP. Yes, adenosine triphosphate, ATP. You got it both. Over here. Ecology 500. This is the maximum number of organisms. Carrying capacity. They're good. We're moving along fast. All right. And you guys?
Human body systems part 1, 500.
Okay. This system functions to produce certain hormones, to produce and maintain transport sperm and semen through and out of the system. What system would that be? Specifically?
It's the male reproductive.
There you go, the male reproductive system. Very good. Okay, y'all. This system functions to produce certain hormones as well as eggs and when fertilized for the process. Female reproductive system. Back over to you all.
Plants 500.
Plants 500. Last one. This vascular tissue in plants functions primarily in transporting organic food materials, example sucrose, from the photosynthetic organ, the leaf, to all parts of the plant.
What?
This is from the shoots to the roots, not from the roots to the shoots.
What is flow?
There you go. Very good. Excellent. All right. Study this. Study your packet. Write in your packet. Studies show that your brain works better when you write. So for goodness sakes, write. Come prepared next week. Be sure that you do your special assignment and choose your pizza.
I did.
Right? It's all on
Don't get.
Do your Jeopardy. Next review. I will put sink or swim in your folder as well. All right. Later, girls. See you next week.
I didn't do anything wrong.